Alright, welcome back all you handsome Habibis and majestic mamacitas. We're back with part 2 of reading true Singaporean ghost stories submitted by you guys. This one is by the little boy from Ulysses company. Ooh, we got a army ghost story. I knew we would eventually come to one of these. Like, there's so many ghost stories in Singapore's army. And yeah, I have heard a few from my company back in the day as well. I didn't personally experience anything, but let's read what that little boy from Ulysses company has to say. I've always believed in the existence of the paranormal, but for the whole of my life, I've never seen a real ghost before. That is, until National Service came along. Oh shit. I feel like that's the case with a lot of people. Or at least the friends I know, they experienced their very first ghost encounter in the army. So this story happened personally to me and was my virgin experience encountering a paranormal being. I was posted to basic military training camp. Is that what BMTC stands for? I think so. School number 2, Ulysses company, for my basic military training. My bed was on the top floor of the barracks we were staying in. I was assigned to the last room on the last bed next to the window. Everybody had single beds and everyone was spaced apart equally. However, my bed was different. I wonder why. It was side by side next to my buddy's bed and away from the window. I thought it was strange since there was more than enough space to put the beds separately just like everyone else. Yeah, so only your bed was literally stuck together side by side with your buddy's bed. That's what I'm imagining. Whereas everyone else's bed were like spaced apart. Even the bed arrangements in the levels below me were all spaced out separately and none were put together like mine. I thought it was strange but did not think much of it. Of course, I did not dare to separate it as I was scared my sergeant would scold me. So that's the first suspicious sign. Only your beds were in an odd configuration as compared to the entire company. I wonder why. Let's find out. In the first several weeks of BMT, I slept peacefully. On most days, we were so exhausted that it was so easy to fall asleep and stay asleep. About several weeks into training, the physical exhaustion got even more intense. On that fateful day, I remember we finished our first 10-kilometer route march. Oh, I hate route marches. I hated it. And due to some delays in returning our rifles, we finished the day late, like 1 AM kind of late. I was dying to get to bed to sleep. I was the most exhausted I've ever been in my life. At 2 AM, we were all finally in bed. I fell asleep within seconds. Now, it all started as a dream. In my dream, I was in my POV. I was awake in my bed and I looked to my left and along the corridor. I saw 2 black entities walking along. So this was in your dream. One was about 2 meters tall, the other was short, about 1 meter in height. They both walked along the corridor and entered our bunk. Both went straight to the bed opposite mine and stared at my bunkmate. So what, you saw 2 tall dark figures just looming over your bunkmate? That's quite a creepy sight, even though it was a dream. About a few seconds later, they both turned and walked towards my bed. Oh shit, son. And then, very briefly, the tall figure left. But the short one stayed and kept staring at me. It was on the right side of my bunk bed. Mind you, this was still in a dream and details were fuzzy. Suddenly, I felt a sharp pinch on my last toe. Oh shit, hi. You caught me editing my video, but since you're already here, allow me to thank the sponsor of today's video, the Octa trading app. Octa is a globally regulated broker that charges 0 commissions or fees on your trades. Now that's amazing. Now, I'm not a pro trader and I highly advise all of you to do your due diligence when it comes to trading. But from my personal experience, what I like about the Octa app is that it is very streamlined and very easy to use. So here's how it looks like. As you can see, you even have a virtual account where you can test the waters before committing to a real money transaction. And because it's so easy to use, you can use the Octa trading app anywhere, anytime you like, according to your schedule. But I want to reiterate that trading comes with inherent risk, so do your own research and only invest what you can afford. But it's good to know that Octa is a globally regulated broker that has won multiple awards, including Broker with the Fastest Withdrawal. So if you are looking for a user-friendly app to start your trading journey, you can download the Octa trading app by scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the description. And use this code Sushii for a 2 times bonus on your first deposit. Who pinched your toe? Was it that figure? That cheeky little figure? Maybe he wants to play with you or something. Maybe it has a foot fetish or something. That cheeky little ghost. Instinctively, my foot retreated and I finally woke from that dream. In my days, I rubbed my eyes and was really confused as to why I was awake. In fact, this was the first time I had ever woken up in the middle of the night in the bunk. A few seconds later, I remember the dream I just had. Out of curiosity, I looked at the base of my bed and lo and behold, I saw a dark, short figure staring at me. Ooh, so it's real? I closed my eyes and started to rationalize what I just saw. I was not scared at this point, just very confused, dazed and exhausted. You know, sometimes when you are feeling very tired and you awake from a dream-like state, sometimes the line between your dream state and reality may be blurred, right? Maybe you were actually still dreaming and then you got mixed up with that for actually seeing that dark figure. And like you said, you had a very tiring day before, right? So you were extremely exhausted. I don't know, I'm just trying to rationalize this. My logical side is just trying to rationalize this story. I did suspect it was a ghost, but I wanted to be sure because I did not want to be left wondering whether I had really seen a ghost. Okay, so what did you do? So I rubbed my eyes completely to get rid of all my eye shit, put on my spectacles, sat upright, and opened my eyes. Motherfucker, it is real. It was still there staring at me. It was a black, short, faceless boy. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, but it had chubby cheeks, highlighted by the light emanating from the corridor. It was wearing a grey army admin t-shirt. I stared in horror for a few seconds before I retreated into my blanket. Ew. A faceless boy? A fat faceless boy. I wonder what he's doing there. I mean, because only 18-year-olds and above are sent to BMT, right? Why is there a short chubby boy over there? Did a boy die in Tekong? I'm assuming that's Tekong, right? Yeah, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'll probably do what you did as well, just retreat into my blanket. I mean, what else can I do? Maybe I would bestow the burden upon my bunkmate and wake him up as well and pull him into the mess that I'm in so that I don't feel so alone. Like, buddy, wake up, you're in this with me, you little bitch. Get up, look at this ghost with me. Feel my terror. I woke my buddy up. There we go. Good job, sir. That's what buddies are for. Buddies are there to suffer with you. So I too would wake my buddy up. I woke my buddy up. Remember, our beds were put side by side. I said to him, Jay, there is something staring at me at the side of my bed. My buddy woke up briefly, checked the time and said, lah, not 5BX yet. Why you wake me up? 5BX being 5 basic exercises that we do every morning when we wake up. And then he promptly went back to sleep. Hey, what a douchebag, dude. What an asshole. I mean, if my buddy woke me up saying that there's a ghost, I would try to just check and see because I too am curious, right? I'll be like, wait, where? What ghost? Are you actually crazy or is there a ghost? I would actually check. I'm surprised that he just went back to sleep. What a dick. I was left alone to deal with this entity. Funny thing is, every night I would sleep with my prayer book under my pillow. But on that night, I rummaged under my pillow to get a hold of my prayer book and it was not there. It was gone. I closed my eyes, hid under my blanket, folded both my legs and said every prayer I knew. And then all of a sudden, I heard this unholy croak, sharp, loud and high-pitched, and I panicked under my blanket. It's a frog boy. So the entity started croaking at you at the foot of your bed. Jeez, that just gave me goosebumps. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? There's nothing you can do. You tried waking your buddy up and your buddy just said fuck off. You're screwed, right? After what feels like an eternity, I suddenly felt a bone-chilling cold flow through my legs, then over my stomach, over my chest, up my head. I could feel this sensation flow slowly and steadily upwards. After the feeling went past my head, my body felt a rush of warmth coming back. Somehow I felt that the ordeal was over, so I slowly lowered my blanket to look at the spot where the entity was standing, and thankfully it was not there anymore. As I checked my phone to see what time it was sometime between 3:30 and 4 AM by then. Needless to say, I could not fall back asleep after that. But it was not over. Did he call all his short, chubby, fat frog friends to come and haunt you the next night? The next night you saw 10 fat, chubby ghosts croaking by you. In the corridor, I heard chains being dragged, and I heard rifles being cocked and triggers being squeezed. Very unusual as all our rifles are kept in the armory at this hour. I kept awake until 5 AM came, and one by one my friends started to wake up and get ready. Later on in the day, as I told my friends of what I had experienced, news traveled all the way to our sergeants and officers. I was called to their office to retell my story. When I told them of what I had experienced, none of them gave me the look of disbelief. It was more of, oh, that boy kind of look. Ooh, so they all knew about this fat little piece of shit frog boy that wakes everybody up by his annoying croaking. I'm sorry, fat boy ghost, please don't haunt me. I'm just saying all this out of comedic effect. I don't really mean any disrespect. Please don't come and croak beside my bed tonight, please. I accept no negative energy from this story. But wow, that's interesting. So every one of your sergeants and officers know of this boy. I wonder how many people in your company actually had this experience before. They all believed my story. One of the sergeants then told me that there is indeed a resident boy that hangs around Ulysses' company. The latest incident before this was before our batch. Previously, they were conducting RO in the evening and everybody was gathered in the foyer. Suddenly, all of them heard a loud crackling laughter coming from the gym area. As they turned to look, it was the same black black boy in an admin t-shirt laughing and then disappearing in the darkness. What a cheeky little boy, just laughing and then running away. Doesn't he want to share the joke with the entire company? So yes, that was my weird encounter with the faceless black boy from Ulysses' company. Until today, I remember the incident, and when I sleep somewhere foreign, I can't keep my right leg out of my blanket when I sleep. By Thrill Junkie. Thank you, Thrill Junkie, for this spooky story. If there's anyone else who was from Ulysses' company watching this video, can you verify this story? Is it actually a famous story? Do your sergeants and officers or anyone else know about this story? Yeah, I'm very interested to know. Alright, this one is by Canary. So many family is pretty spiritual, especially my mom. My viewers suck at writing. Yeah, I'm gonna correct you, Canary, or try my best to. So my family is pretty spiritual, especially my mom. She's seen a lot of stuff back in her younger days. Anyway, fast forward, when we moved to our new house, my dad bought a queen-size bed for my mom to sleep in. My dad works far, so he stays with my grandmother, who is closer. But on the days when he does come back, he would sleep talk in his dream about how he will kill this family, us, and make sure we suffer the worst fate. Oh my gosh, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with your dad, man? Is he harboring some strong hatred towards you guys? Jeez. My dad sleep talks often in his sleep, so she shrugged it off as sleep talking from some drama that he watched. However, as time went on, it became like pretty intense. My mom also felt something was wrong with the room but couldn't pinpoint what it was. At first, she thought it was a mirror in her room because it's facing towards her, so she covered it up but still couldn't shake off the feeling. Yeah, I heard you shouldn't put mirrors in front of you while you sleep because apparently it's the portal to the other realm, and when you are asleep, your spirit is more susceptible to, engaging with these forces that might lure you into the other realm while you are asleep. So that's the supposed reasoning. Look at me, I've become so knowledgeable in things of this nature. However, during one of the night when my younger brother decided to sleep with my mom, my brother was screaming about how there is a black shadow at the corner and that it's grabbing his leg and it hurts. Oh shit. My mom immediately shouted at the thing, saying that if you dare hurt my son, I will fight you even if it costs my life. Hey man, Canary, you should be very proud of your mom. Wow, what a badass mom. Damn. I mean, that gave me goosebumps, but good goosebumps. What a badass mom you have. Holy shit. She just asserted her dominance at the freaking ghost. Like, back away from my son! Back away from my son now, you evil ghost! Stop tugging his leg. Tug on my leg. Man, what a badass mom. And she would do it at the cost of her life. Holy shit, you have to be very grateful for your mom. Then suddenly my brother managed to wake up crying. My mom quickly went to check his leg and saw a very obvious hand mark on it. At the point, my mom got pissed and threatened to use holy water to kill it if it ever dares to harm us again. Wow, I love your mom. What a badass woman. The following week, my relative from Taiwan suddenly wanted to visit us because they felt like it. What's so special about this incident was because my aunt, who is coming over, does these spiritual training and has reached to a point where spirit can possess the body and speak on her behalf. Wow, so like a donkey, one of those Chinese spirit mediums who would be possessed by spirits to talk to their followers. That's interesting. So on the same night they landed in Singapore, they quickly got to work. I wasn't there to witness it, sadly, because I had school, but according to what my mom told them, night. Apparently, the spirit told us that she was murdered on the side of the bed where my dad and brother were sleeping on. How she wanted to seek revenge on the killer and bring us misfortune, basically threatening. However, my mom was completely unfazed by the threat and said that if she really won, we could just pour the water on the bed and basically kill her. And she disappeared from the face of the world. No reincarnation. After a long discussion, both sides agreed on removing the bed and bringing it to a recycling area and get it destroyed there, so her soul will no longer be bounded by the bed. Wow. Hey man, honestly, I would like to meet your mom. Your mom is so badass, even negotiating with an evil spirit that threatened to kill your family. And your mom has the balls to negotiate with that ghost, saying, yeah, fuck you, bitch, I can just pour holy water on your side of the bed and you'll be gone forever. No reincarnation for you, So you better fuck off of the house or I'll pour holy water on your bed. Man, what a badass mom. So you guys eventually negotiated with the ghost and came to the conclusion that y'all will just send the bed to recycling, right? The very next day, my mom called my dad and demanded an answer on where the bed was bought from. Finally caved in and said that it was bought from a second-hand store. So lesson learned, at the end of the day guys, don't trust everything from a second-hand shop. You will never know. I think the more pressing question is, why the fuck did your dad buy a second-hand bed? Why? That's kind of disgusting, isn't it? I guess the bed frame is okay, but not a mattress, right? It wasn't the mattress, right? Your dad didn't get a second-hand mattress because that's utterly disgusting, dude. Oh my god. Okay, I love your mom. I'm not so sure if I like your dad. Kanari's dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Everything I say is a joke and do not take me seriously, please. But thank you for that story, Kanari. Very interesting story. It reminds me of the dollhouse story that we read, where a guy got a second-hand dollhouse from the void deck and it turned out to be haunted. Okay, Terry, let's see what you got. This story that I'm sharing today is by my father, who used to work as a managing director for a security company. His job scope was basically to check up on the security sites and ensure that the guards are feeling okay. Oh, what a noble job. He told me that his last check for the night, around midnight, was at the old East Coast chalet. When he went and checked up on the last site, he noticed one of the guards sitting in the office chair outside of the guardhouse. Sitting in the office chair outside of the guardhouse. That's weird. Not inside the guardhouse. He was slightly confused and he asked him, Alex, fake name for confidentiality. What's wrong? Why are you outside? When Alex turned around, my father instantly felt like something was wrong, and for a split second, he felt like he saw a black shadow hovering over Alex. My father was taken aback and quickly started praying in his head. The other guard for that night came out of the guardhouse, walked quickly to my dad and said, Sir, I saw him get possessed and I don't know what to do. What did the guard do before that caused him to be possessed? My dad was shocked as he didn't believe in ghosts or possession at the time. My father just shook his head and said, No lah, there's no way. My father went closer to Alex and touched his shoulder to ask if he was okay. Alex stared at my father dead in the eyes and let out the most sinister laugh. Alex then proceeded to say, You don't believe me, huh? In a female voice and in the Indonesian language. Wow, so a guy, he managed to conjure up a female voice? I mean, honestly, that seems a bit comedic, no? Imagine a big burly guy gets possessed. His natural voice is like this, like, Yo, what's up? And when he gets possessed, he's like, Hi, I'm possessed. Don't touch me, little bitch. I'm a sassy ghost. Oh, what's wrong with me, man? Sorry that you had to hear that. Alex then proceeded to say, You don't believe me, huh? In a female voice and in the Indonesian language. As soon as those words came out of Alex's mouth, the chair started spinning around aggressively with Alex on it. Holy shit. So he started spinning like a tornado, like why I'm being possessed now? Ooh, help me. Ooh, I'm being possessed now. You don't believe me, huh? And then like just aggressively spinning in a chair. Is this a scary story or a comedy story? I love the story, thank you Terry. This was the moment where my dad started believing that there was something out there. My dad tried to stop the chair and tried to snap Alex out of it. I'm sorry Terry, I just can't stop imagining an aggressively spinning chair with a poor security guard speaking in a lady's voice sitting on it. Just like, ah! Wow. It's such a funny image. This was the worst decision. Alex got out of the chair, threw it at the tree, and my dad saw a Pontianak laughing at him. Things in the guardhouse started getting thrown off the table and onto the floor. Wow, things got serious real quick. My dad started praying out loud and Alex started screaming at my dad in Indonesian and with the same female voice. The other security guard also started praying out loud in Malay and suddenly everything stopped. Oh, sounds like a movie, man. So everything was floating and flying about and everything was so chaotic, and your dad and the other security guard was praying aggressively like, Oh Lord in heaven, please protect me. In the name of the Holy Spirit, I cast this spirit out. And then everything settled. Sounds like the movie Exorcist. Ever since then, my dad has never stepped foot into East Coast Chalet, and luckily it has closed down. And I think that's it for tonight's spooky story with Sneaky Sushi. Thank you so much for the support on the previous video. I've been reading your comments like this and this and this. You guys really like this format, and I'm glad that you do. And I really enjoy reading your spooky stories. Then again, these were hand-picked comments to fit this narrative that you guys like this series. But whatever. Again, I'm trying to think of an intro, but I can't. Maybe Sushi, you want to do this outro for me? Say bye, Sushi.
Hi, bye, good night, good night.